Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is your host Khushbu Ali and you're watching ZABFM Digital. And today we have an inspiring alumni of ZABIST University and he's going to tell us about the problems that he faced and the progress that he made during his journey. So Assalamu alaikum Mr. Irtaza.
Wal Islam
Tell us something about yourself.
uh, currently I am working as a freelance resume writer as well as a content writer. My journey
Okay.
begins when during my undergrads as a life science student, and then later on I did my master's degree on 2016. On
Okay.
2016, I started as my content writer intern and biology decoded. Since then, I volunteered as for a science blogs later on and still doing it. As for the resume writer, it's a bit different journey, if you can say, because during my masters when I was doing thesis, so I started with my brother's resume. He wanted to design a template, so I figured out how to design them. So I first made a first graphic design template. Later on, I
Okay.
organized my one of my friends' resume as well. Later on, during pandemic, I was laid off by a publisher company, and within these days, I experimented with my resume and other jobs strategies. So I in
Nice.
yes, and thereby I created a resume template graphically. It is a resume template designed from scratch. So I posted on LinkedIn post for the job search, and surprisingly, that I found someone, a lab technologist, want that same resume to be designed for himself. So I charged him, and
Okay.
thereby I started as a resume writer.
So why you yourself wanted to initially go for lab technologist?
Initially, it's like a peer pressure. You can say in
Yeah.
Pakistan society, there's a peer pressure. It's still going on currently, because
Yeah.
during my bachelor's master, someone saying that you have to do in clinical laboratory, you are bio student, why don't you pursue in like research? I did have some skills in research, but it's a peer pressure, you can understand it.
Yeah.
So when I was
Definitely.
to be honest, I have two internship as a medical lab technologist, and one as a trainee lab technologist in a hospital. But when I saw it, I think it's just not the right thing for me, because I was doing and I was not performing well. So I decided for then to work remotely, and then later on in 2020 I just worked for 5 months as a remote technical writer, but it didn't suit me, so I started to do it myself as a resume writer.
So you find it very easy, working remotely is a lot easier for you.
Yes, it is a lot easier because you have flexible times. You have
Yeah, that's
you
right.
have different tasks to do, because it is because everyone is different. For example, what suits to me doesn't suit to you, right?
Exactly.
So because you can say I'm a night owl guy for an hour, and you work in morning, so you will
Yeah.
do effective in morning. I do in night, and the pandemic has changed many things, making people nocturnal, working for American clients for 24/7.
Yeah, that's right. So, what were the hurdles that you faced while learning the CV making or designing the profile of LinkedIn?
That's
Or
that's a pretty good question,
okay,
because I found myself, because I think that most of the recruiters, because I personally target on recruiters, what
okay,
recruiters want to see. I also consult with my clients, because clients wants me to design a better template and customize and edit these content. But for example, I can give you an example. One of the client who is currently working in a clinical institute, so he wanted me to design a resume. So I just figured out it was more than 3 pages. So who
oh,
will read it? He has about like around more than 3 years of experience.
okay,
So okay, so I just find out. I think I thought that it should be shrunk and should be
yeah,
organized, but
definitely,
most of them 60 certificates are from well recognized university. It is, but most of them are basic techniques like macroscopy and centrifuge. And with having three more than 3 years of experience, a recruiter will assume that you are used to know macroscopy and centrifugation, so you don't have to include it.
Yeah. Okay.
So he doesn't have to include any certification because these are basic. You are used to it because you have experience. So he insisted me just include it because he is well organized. So I
He
have
wanted
to.
his CV to look more better,
I
but
want.
it
I
was
just.
making it
I
a
just
lot
want.
worse.
I just wanted to make it relevant for the recruiter. What recruiter want to
Obviously, who is
see?
going to read all the information?
Exactly, because he included introduction to microscopy and he is having more than 3 years of experience. Already, recruiters have assumed that he knows microscopy. It's a basic technique. There are many things that many people have suggested that don't include. So I have to include because it could create an argument. So I have to
Hmm.
include it. That's one of the
Okay.
stuff.
So, if we talk about the thing that you are doing, like the work of CVs and all, so you think you have mastered this skill, or you're still learning? Like you have mastered this skill enough that you can start your own workshop.
I think I still need to improve because things are changing
Okay.
with pandemic. Things are changing. For example, I can give you a good example about it. In 2019 or 20, US market regarding the resume, they have proclaimed that MS Office should not be included in the resume because if you're applying in US, recruiters will already assume that you know Microsoft Office. In Pakistan, UAE,
Okay.
MS Word and MS Excel are written, but in America or Western countries, you don't have to include because they will assume it. There are many things to include. I think that some recruiters can't do justice with some of the developer CV because I have worked 5 months last year for IT professionals creating their profile. So there are basic things. For example, HTML and CSS are markup languages. They're basics. So
Yep.
I don't think that they should be included in IT professionals' resumes because they should. As for if you're
The company
being
is
a
going to assume it. Like you definitely know this thing.
yes, and basically. For example, currently in America, after the pandemic, most of the companies are going hybrid. And as for the
Yeah.
workplace, just to add more, that as for the workplace, they are thinking to make people more productive. Things are changing. But in Pakistan, things are going back because after the pandemic, things are going remote from remote to on site. So I think that if you are pursuing your job in foreign countries, you have to have tools of working remotely, like you
Yeah.
have to work in Slack is most popular, Discord community. Then that's
Okay.
all good.
So tell us about your time management. Do you like? Has it ever happened to you that you were not able to complete your order on time? Like, have you exceeded the deadline?
Somehow I do have, because there are some general reasons, because we can't predict the future. Sometimes it
Yeah.
happens, but I had this feeling, I had this situation happen initially when I started as a resume writer, because I didn't what I didn't have that passion regarding the resume writing, but things have to
You're
be
still
consistent.
learning.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you're pursuing your career goal, you have to be persistent and consistent about it. So
Definitely.
yes, basically, when I work as a resume writer currently, I ask people for deadline. Just give me a deadline.
At least I should know when I have to end this.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Because someone gives me deadline, because I want to ask, are you in a hurry? Are you searching
Yeah.
for a job? Well, please give me a deadline. If they say no, it's okay, you can do your best. So I make margin based on multiple processes. If someone give me deadline, I give them first priority, and then if someone didn't give me deadline, I
Yeah.
just complete it by Saturday Sunday in a week.
It should be like that.
Yes, and for the tools that I used during my last employment as a remote technical writer, I have used Clockify.
I was going to ask you that.
Yes, Clockify. I used Clockify
Okay.
to record my time, but it should be noted that if it's online based. As for the project manager managing project, there are many things to do list, and also Trello's, Asana. There are many things you can use.
Okay, so other than that, have you ever used any other apps to, to write CVs and all?
CVs. There are many softwares
Okay,
that you
so
can
they
use.
are the software that you have to purchase, so they are free.
There are many things to create CV. For example, if I'm creating a template for my example,
Hmm.
if I'm creating a resume, I generally use Open Office Draw because it is free. It is Azure, or it is Apache's Open Office, so it has some extension. It is like a Microsoft Office.
Okay.
Okay, so now most people that I see scrolling down LinkedIn dashboard, and I see many things, they mostly use creative content. They have some restrictions. For example, if you're using Canva is very easy to use. Like there are many
Yeah, it
templates,
is.
in Google, but they have some restrictions. They have specific format. But if you're creating your own graphics, for example, if you're using Open Office Draw or Adobe Photoshop, you're creating your own. You can first manage your content, how to tailor it, and how to manage it. Then you can accordingly manage it to distribute wide
What do
spaces.
you want according
Yes.
to what we want? Yeah.
Yes, and but it should be you have to distribute the white spaces between the CV, because some people use Canva, but it gives too much white space and many things. And also, if I'm using like for my CV, I use usually Grammarly and Quillbot to proofread, but I have to use my intuition as well, because
Yeah.
Grammarly doesn't do justice in something. Like for example, it doesn't consider jargons that you are using as well.
Okay. So, on the scale of 1 to 10, how much are you going to rate your tech skills?
Tech skills, I will guess 7, because I am not much used to
Okay.
ChatGPT that is currently used. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to use. I have started to use ChatGPT. I'm extracting keywords, because most people currently they just ask me, just get my CV. I just want to apply for a job, and they use single piece of CV on several jobs. It is not great. You have to tailor according to job description. You have to find,
Yeah.
for example, I can suggest you a site, O extracts net. It is a site where if you don't find, if some recruiter give me your CV,
Hmm.
so if you haven't been provided with the job description, you can search this site, or extract net. So it will give you, if you search for, like for example, web developer, or in your case you are searching social service or anything, psychologist, for example, you search for it, it will give you a brief description based on the survey in America. It will give you general
Okay.
description, so you can copy paste, search
Yeah.
in keyword cloud generator or ChatGPT, and extract keywords and optimize your resume.
That's really, that's an easy idea. Like
Yes.
a person like me who doesn't know anything about technology can do that.
Yes, but O extracts net is a great idea if you have not job description. But I will also consider some of the
So, what
some.
are the basic mistakes that people make while making their resumes?
I have just said that most people use single piece of resume for every jobs.
Other than that,
Yes, and other than that, most people don't
like
use
you
it.
said, they use their basic certificates in it and
Yes,
something like that.
and apart from that,
Yeah.
most people also use they don't consider reverse chronological order of their employment and education. For example, if
Okay.
you have to highlight your recent qualification and recent employment, because recruiters want to see what you're currently employed at,
Hmm.
and what's your recent qualification. They don't want to see your old stuff. They have to scroll down your document and see it. And as for the fresh graduate, if you're becoming one,
Hmm.
so what you have to do, you have to create your detailed comprehensive LinkedIn profile and add it to your resume as well. And also, most of them that I currently face, as for the resume, I see most people don't use professional email. They use like number
Oh.
like Ahmad 12345 at Gmail, because it is difficult for a recruiter to recognize the email. They have to
Yeah.
email you. And for the resident, for example, there's a lot to talk about, but with just one mistakes to tell about, that they include matriculation, inter experience, if you,
I
even if you
mean,
are
you
a
don't
fresher.
have to. If you
Yes.
have done intermediate, then why are you adding the matriculation? If you have done masters, why are you adding intermediate? Like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
know, but yeah, these are some mistakes that people make. Is this job going to help you in the long run?
I guess yes,
Okay.
because things like
Things
because
are getting, yeah.
but resume as a resume writer, I'm not just a resume writer. I am also becoming a job search consultant as well.
Okay.
Because to be honest, that's what I was talking about. There are one to talk about because resumes are getting old school right now. Because resumes, the traditional method was that you take a printout and send to the HR office. Now it's digital. But as for the current employment that I'm getting offers from HR right now, is that they use my LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile is the best thing that you can consider. And also there's a news there's a news in America that I saw about a few months back. There was a girl, undergraduate college girl, who got a social media manager position in Los Angeles. How she get it? She didn't use her resume nor LinkedIn profile. She used her TikTok profile and
Okay.
sent her to the HR manager. And the HR manager saw her TikTok profile, how many got views she got, how many likes she got, and how many followers she got. So
Okay.
based on that, how she have practically used TikTok, so they hired her. Because you don't have to tell about things, because most people utilize resume to tell about it.
We just have to show how creative we are.
Yes, and another thing is that in some that I have applied in some jobs in LinkedIn. They don't ask for resume. They just give you a form and ask for your LinkedIn profile URL. And also
Okay.
some of the recruiters searching you through LinkedIn, and they then later ask for resume. So resume is not important. It is getting paid, but your digital presence, like personal branding.
Yeah, everything is getting
Yes, you
digitalized.
have to be expert. Like LinkedIn has many features going on. You can become top voice, giving you expert advice. Now it's getting more advanced.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I think it is starting, inshallah. But
Inshallah.
but I think that I wanted to start my own business.
Okay.
You know,
In
like
what field?
in resume writing and job search
Okay.
strategy
So you are going
consultancy.
to open a workshop or something like that?
I have decided to like workshop, and also I plan to write ebook as well, and
Okay.
also
Yeah.
like courses and helping people also about LinkedIn profile as well.
Yeah.
And yes, because most people in because regarding the project manager, one of the thing is that I see in Pakistan that most people aren't aware of, that most people don't use matrices. They don't record it in their records. For example, in office that you go, like internships, they don't make charts. You have to brag your achievements. So he was like
Okay.
made tasks like I have amplified DNA, I have managed tasks, I have collaborated. You have to tell what impact have you done with your task, what you are doing. So you have to tell in numbers.
Exactly.
So most people don't do it. I have saw it many times. So they don't do that. There are many things to talk, but and other thing is that most people here you should have to, because the resume is a very common thing, but most people don't have time. They want someone to do it, but it's important to organize it. Organize is main important because there's not clear format.
Yeah, organize it in the right way. And many people don't know the right way.
Yes, and
So,
the thing is, the one last thing is that most people currently in Pakistan, they are just depending on references. I had a client who has more than 10 years of experience in receptionist, and talking me, asking me to join an organization and want reference, and asking, do you have any person who can give me reference? I'm saying that you have more than 10 years of experience, and you
why
are
do you
asking
want a
for,
reference?
yes, you have
Yeah,
experience. Show your experience.
yeah.
He's not.
People are just relying on references right now.
Yes, yes.
So, how do you relate the situation of Pakistan and other countries according to this, reference and CVs thinking? Like how they are using their resumes and LinkedIn profiles in work, and how Pakistanis are not. Like many of Pakistanis are not even aware of what LinkedIn is.
Basically, I think things are yes. Basically, Pakistan, Pakistanis, Pakistan people in Pakistan, or you can say in India also.
Yeah.
But yes, in South Asia we can say it.
The,
So basically they don't know how to use LinkedIn. They do have created profile.
yeah.
There are many things to consider on profile. For example, you have to create perfect LinkedIn banner, and have a professional photograph. I have viewed many
Yeah, many people have that grainy photographs and
not
blurry.
not just grainy photograph. They have unprofessional photograph. They are in the coffee shop and clicking their they're having their picture snap and having coffee. It is not professional.
Yeah.
And also one more thing, they don't have their profile completed. It should be comprehensive, and their logo, the company's logo, should be there. And also one more thing is that if you want to post the content management in LinkedIn is most important when you are searching for a job, and it takes about months to get it. You
Yeah.
have to you don't have to uh, you don't have to tell more experience, more content, because people can see in the internet. You have to tell what experience have you felt, what experience have you gained, and how it is insightful for people, so many people can know about the new ideas. You don't have to tell everything from the net. I have a friend, I have a client who is searching out for a job in Germany, and I have told him to create a content so you can get attraction from the German clients. So
Okay, so in what field he was trying to apply?
IT.
IT. Okay.
So I asked him. So when I checked his content, it's very basic: front end developer, back end developer, and many things common. So I was thinking that why he's using utilizing such content. You have to create your own content, specific content. So if you're giving some insights, people will get that. Oh, that's great. You will get more comments, more engagement, and also you have to comment other. For example, you have heard about Jasmin Alic.
No, I
Jasmine
haven't.
Alic
Sorry.
is a great content writer. So you can he has a great tips about writing content like storytelling, every other thing. And if our public speaking expert, you can check out Noshin Aichan's LinkedIn channel as well.
Okay. Tell us something about ZABIST.
ZABFM, I think ZABFM have given me opportunities because most people, as for my English language,
Okay.
I was, to be honest, when most people told me when I during my childhood that I was, if you are in O level and A level, your English will be improved. Your English will be polished.
Yeah,
I
we
thought
all have heard this.
yes, but my English was getting worse. But when I was in ZABIS, I was passionate about learning biology. So for one concept to understand, I read multiple books, like 9 books to understand one concept. So with by reading books, I understand different concepts and different words. So I understand, and then I develop my English skills, and also communicating, writing for others as well. So that's how I develop. Reading is most important.
Yeah, it is. That's why.
I think that most of the thing that people do is they just attach their CV on the email and write nothing about it. You have to write and make a tailor your email as well. It should be concise though, but you have to write more things, like you have to write that I'm this and I'm applying. I have found, because you have to write at the initial paragraph of your email. You have to write about how did you find the ad or the information about the job, because that will tell
Why
them.
you are interested in this job? Why not other jobs? Like,
Yes, and and to tell about the 3 skills, because in cover letter you have to tell about 3 skills. So in email you have to write in bullets, in like a single line or double line bullets. It will comprehend for them. But in Pakistan, like in most thing people don't get it. And for example, as for myself, for what I'm providing, I think my thing is that I'm not just selling myself. I want to just say, if you want to if you want to apply for a like resume writer or LinkedIn profile optimizer, you have to choose wisely. You have to know, you have to test it, because if you want me to write a resume writer, you can have a test with me, you can ask questions and anything.
yeah.
And also for other resume writer as well, don't just waste your time spending money on resume writer. Also, I have in fact, I have a case, one case from Canada. I have it was he was an immigrant, so he was residing in Canada and he was searching for a clinical research associate job in Canada. So he was telling his story that he can't he have used his CV, and he still didn't get the job. So I was saying, send me your CV, I will consult it. Although his qualification was in clinical research in Canada, but based on his experience, he don't have any experience in clinical research. Instead, he was working as a chef in Arabic restaurant. So I
Oh,
yes, working in Arabic restaurant as a chef.
like
So I was.
completely different from what he has done.
Yes. So I asked him. I declined the offer. I told him that please, I will not make the resume unless you gain experience and volunteer somewhere, get some certifications. Then I will create your resume. He
Yeah.
just needed consultation, not resume writing job.
He just needed a consult.
Yes.
So you did a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and it was really nice getting to know your point of view about the CVs and resumes and what people actually need in their life, like what they are lacking. Like we all have experiences, we all have good education, but we don't have the right CV to represent what we are doing. So it was really nice having you. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you in the next, inshallah. If we got a chance, we will see
Inshallah.
you again. Thank you.
Inshallah, it was really nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Same here.